cozy game night with Hello Kitty Island of Adventure. I am starting stream a little early tonight because I am needing some more sleep. I'm not feeling very good, but I'm here to spend some time gaming. I hurt my ankle. I'm needing some sleep and some rest because tomorrow's a long day. So I'm starting early, that way I can actually get some sleep. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this later, I hope you're having a good time. Hello, Taroism. Welcome. Welcome. I started stream a little early today. I've injured my my ankle and I need to get some sleep, so I'm starting early so that I can end a little early so I can go to bed because tomorrow's a long day. I have to be up pretty early tomorrow, so that's why we're a little early. I hope you're doing well. I don't remember where I left off last week on this game. Other than my ankle, I am doing pretty okay. Just kind of going with the flow. This week has sort of been, like last week was kind of like a rough week, but like not like not the worst week ever, you know? So I'm hoping this week is about as good. Yeah. Working at a store that's closing is kind of a bummer, but that's why I'm here doing some cozy gaming. To just kind of, you know, do something different that still feels kind of productive. But yeah, how are you doing? Hello, Kiki. Welcome to stream. So I think we'll get started. Figure out where we left off, because I'm gonna be honest, I do not remember. I'm in a strange mood. Started stream all day. Oh, thank you for being here. Oh, that's good. You could have a rest day. I know, Kiki. I hope you feel better. Looks like everyone's just in a funk. Different funks. Hi, welcome back. Louie is visiting the island today. Be sure to say hi. Pum Pum Purin's mama is visiting the island today. Be sure to say hi. Pum Pum Purin's papa is visiting the island today. Be sure to say hi. I'd like to give you this island bouquet, but you already have a lot of them. I do. I need to use them. I'm hanging on to it for now. I can't believe the petals are lasting so long. It's like the island is magical. Or haunted. It could be haunted. Pretty sure time has stopped and we're all reliving the same day here. That sounds like magic. So maybe Hello Kitty is right? I'm sure there's a pretty reasonable explanation. A scientific explanation. Whatever the reason, the springtime celebration continues. Hello? What is happening here? Don't forget to gather as many petals as you can. Okay. Oh, my silly controller is dying. That's what is happening. Pardon. I think I have enough battery that I can charge my controller for a little bit. Hello everyone, welcome to Happy Haven Days. What is this new event? We're celebrating the International Day of Happiness. A whole celebration about happiness. What a perfect holiday. It is. We'll celebrate and honor everyone's chance to be joyful all around the world. Great holiday. That's awesome. How do we celebrate? Well, by doing what makes you happy and reminding others to celebrate. So, this announcement is already a celebration? Exactly. So, what are we doing for Happy Haven Days? Tuxedo Sam has already started. OMG, I want to see it. Well, yes. I did design something special for Happy Holidays, which, of course, made me very happy. Tuxedo Sam's the best. I'm not sure how I want to celebrate this year. Me neither. You have some ideas? What are you gonna do for International Day of Happiness? Video games, spend time with friends. I'll have to think about it. How will you be celebrating, Hello Kitty? Baking, of course. We have a special treat for Happy Haven Days. The recipe calls for rainbow sprinkles. Since it's Happy Haven Days, rainbow sprinkles might be hiding anywhere. You might find them in sand dollars or coconuts or even pineapples. Collect the items around the island and see if you can find rainbow sprinkles. Find rainbow sprinkles. Got it. What happens after I find the rainbow sprinkles? You can use rainbow sprinkles and flour to bake confetti cake. Then place the confetti cake in the cake stand for rewards. Confetti cake stand. I thought I already had that recipe. Not gonna lie, I'm fairly certain I already have that recipe. And don't forget, there's more Happy Haven. Oh, this is Tuxedo Sam. Sorry. And don't forget, there's more Happy Haven Days fashion available. Do please stop by my shop to see it. Happy Haven Days to all! Go and find some more happiness and rainbow sprinkles. Okay. Anything? Okay, you guys want to talk. Great. Nothing like a new week and a new top hat, a Guten Tama to find and photograph. Ooh. Okay. That's not okay. So we collect. Ooh, that was a sprinkle. It's snowing on the ice. Collect the flowers. Oh, that's the cake stand. Okay, good to know. We are. It was weird that that announcement was made not at the cake stand. Oh yeah, sometimes you do need the rest. Happening? Why am I like struggling to walk? got a key for that, yeah? What did I get? What did I get? I got a table. Nice. Okay, we're getting a lot of sprinkles. Doo, doo, doo. Sorry about your friend. Absolutely, he needs to be really sick. Hi there, we're all ready for Hello Kitty's birthday party. I made sure everyone is invited early, so they should be all hidden in the attic right now. Can you keep everyone quiet until I bring Hello Kitty? On it. Thank you. I'll see you soon. The birthday gift. Alright, to the attic we go. The sound effects and music are louder than my voice. Let's see. Which one is the... Okay, question. Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? I lowered them. Even more? Okay, let's see. Okay. How's that? One second. I'm gonna mute myself fully, and I'm gonna go back through the playback on my phone. It's like what I'm hearing in my headphones is clearly not what you're hearing on your end. So give me just a moment. Okay, we're gonna test that. Part of the issue is I can't hear any of it, so I just get silent. But I think that might be. Is that better now? Because I think I can hear some of it in the headphones, but it's really 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 quiet. Okay. Okay. We'll try that. Yeah. I'm also in physical pain, so like my ability to talk loud, like while not related to my voice, is not necessarily the greatest today, which I am so sorry about. Yeah. Let's see. You want to talk. What's happening? Surprise! Wait, you're not Hello Kitty. She's on her way. We can't spoil it now. A surprise party is almost a prank. How will we know when she's coming? Gotta be patient. Thank you. It's all good. I mean, it's not all good. But it'll be. Things heal. Do you think I have time for a nap? Nap time after pie. Oh no. Are you okay, Groupie? I forgot my present. It's just by the comic stand. I could go there and hurry right back. You might be seen. But I can't not give Hello Kitty a present. You can just get it after a real surprise. Don't worry. I'll make sure Batsmaru doesn't eat all the sweets. Hey! Birthday pie is a serious thing. I wouldn't do that. Shh. I wasn't being loud. Now you are. Oh no. Oh no, who do I call out? Wait, what? Oh, right. I believe I hear my melody and Hello Kitty approaching. Everybody get ready. Surprise! Oh my goodness. This is so lovely. I had no idea small gift shop's big smile had an attic. Or that I could fit so many of my friends. Decorations are beautiful. And you even made my favorite treat, rainbow apple pie. And party favors too. Yay! Thank you all for your help. And happy birthday, Hello Kitty. Happy birthday. This is a wonderful party. I can't believe we managed the surprise. It'll be even harder next year. Enjoy the moment, my melody. You're the best. Don't forget to get some pie. My melody loves the scrapbook. Thanks for helping me with it. Thank you for the wonderful party. Are you ready to head out? Let's stay a little bit longer. Okay. I think this calls for a picture, yeah? Oh, nice. All right. Are you ready to head out? Happy birthday. Oh, traffic jam. Traffic jam. Okay. I really don't want to die for the chocolates, so I'm just gonna do that. What quests did we have? Open. Okay. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Okay, we need to make that one for Papa. Holy shit. Thank you, Taoism. Oh, okay. Now we need to make this sprinkle cake. Cake. Sprinkle, sprinkle cake. Okay. Now let's see how many we're able to put on this cake stand at any one point in time. There it is. Okay. That's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. Oh! I don't exchange the confetti cake. I exchange the sprinkles. I don't want to do that. We want all the clothes. All the clothes. Okay. Cool. I want to see if I can dye them. Not that one. We'll come back for the others. I'm gonna see if I can dye the confetti. Oh. Confetti stuff. Confetti. Confetti. I think it's actually kind of rude if I can't. Okay. It's not in here. It's not in here. It's so rude. Okay, let's see what else he has. Okay, I don't have that one. Don't have that. Can't get that. Don't have enough for that. Okay. Ooh! Huh? Oh no, am I okay? For the most part, I'm okay. My ankle hurts and I'm sleepy. Oh. Sweet. We got another Hello Kitty card. How exciting! Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, aunts and honorific in this case. I am not actually her aunt. Not like legally. I think I need to make more mochi. Think I need to make more mochi. Oh. So pretty. Okay, if I do flowers, that's just like a normal. Oh, there, it's just a wheat mochi. Okay. Okay. Can I? How many recipes for mochi are there? Yep, that is what it's from. That show was really sad. Planet. It's one of my favorites for a very long time. Especially like when I was like, it was my favorite from like freshman to my senior year of, so basically all of high school. That was my favorite anime for all of high school. Okay, I think I need another coffee one because I want to do some experimenting with the with the dongo? I want to do a coffee. I want to do a strawberry. And I want to do a cotton candy. It is, so Clannad is an anime. Let's do the Sakura coffee. Clannad is an anime that is based off of a dating sim. And there are two shows. There's Clannad and then there's Clannad After Story. There's also a movie. So if you want to get to the gist of the series. Hello? Okay, maybe I need to now switch power source to... Yes, okay. Sometimes it just gets glitchy when the power's low. So Clannad, if you want to get the gist of it without dedicating the time to the whole series, you can watch the movie. Do I think the movie is better than the show? No. No. Absolutely not. I do not think that the movie is... It's just shorter, you know? Hot take. It's when you take a thing that can be told in like multiple like two seasons, two like show chunks, right? And you Clannad and then Clannad After Story, and you distill it down to one theatrical release, or however that movie was released, straight to TV. I don't know, because I don't know. I don't have a memory of that far back about its release thing. Anyway, you distill it down to the movie length. There's a lot of stuff that it feels incredibly rushed for me. But if you're just wanting to like to get the main beats of the story, the movie's fine. It's its own thing. It's fine. But basically the story, it's set in high school. It is about these two characters who meet under the cherry blossoms while they're both running late to school. You know, it's very high school anime. They meet and they go through their life in high school. They make friends. There's stuff with drama club. And then some really sad stuff happens. And then Clannad After Story happens. And it just gets weird. It just gets weird and sad. It's a sad weird because like you have two stories. You have two stories that are happening simultaneously in Clannad After Story. You have the story of the aftermath of the really sad thing that happens to our main protagonists. And then you have this dystopian wasteland where this girl is trying to befriend this robot or bring this robot back to life, like and get to safety. And it just progressively gets sadder and sadder and sadder. Yes, absolutely. It's very 2000s to 2010s altcore, emotional teen core. It's very much. The thing is during this time, there was like three shows that were made by the same production company, I believe, a Clanid, and then there was gosh, what was it? The one where she was an angel and she kept getting reincarnated, and like her mother kept like every time that her mom, like her and her mom like started to remember each other, she dies, and she just kept getting, like, kept happening. And it kept happening and it kept happening and kept, like, that one. I don't remember what that one's called, but that one wrecked me. Absolutely wrecked me. I was not okay for a very long time. I was not okay with that. Clannad is not as sad as that one was for me. I could handle Clannad. I could handle Clannad. I could handle this other one that I'm forgetting that was in the middle. But this last one, the one with the angel that kept getting reincarnated, no, that one wrecked me. Could not. Yeah, I'm not sure how to say that either. How to say? No, okay. Angel Beats. That must have been it. That must have been it. It just, that one wrecked me. It's okay. Okay, so I maybe yeah, anyway, so Clannad is sad, but for me was the most manageable. No, Angel Beats was not the one I was talking about. I think Angel Beats might have been the middle one, if I remember correctly. Because Angel Beats is pretty sad. Oh, it is very different. Or it wasn't Kaon. I mean, because like I'm trying to remember what the middle one was, because there was like it was like the trinity of like 3 like absolutely gut-wrenching animes. Clannad and the other 2. The middle one, I am like very loosely remembering the storyline, and I feel like it fits either Angel Beats or Kaon, because it was like school band kind of vibes, but also dealt with like a little bit of the reincarnation / person's doomed to die. Like, no one's getting a happy ending, but like you know, they're gonna live on into like their adult life and like have a full life, like. But yeah, it is very different, and I can't remember what that one is. I can't. And to be honest, again, it's been like a really long time since I've watched that anime, and I feel very proud of myself remembering at least like a couple of the story beats. But no, Clannad, I watched that so many times. In fact, yeah, no, I would rewatch Clannad at some point. Probably not anytime soon. Right. Right. That is what Angel Beats is about. You know what? We all reminisce, you know? Like, I think different stages of our lives get like you reminisce about them at other different stages in life. And like random things will like bring things back into your memory of like, oh my gosh, that was so nostalgic. Like, but here I am playing a Hello Kitty game, so. To be fair, this is a new game. This is not nostalgic from my childhood, although. Big Hello Kitty fan. Okay. Can I gift them any more gifts? I cannot! No. I just want a different quest, clearly. I want different quests. Hello? What was that?
Friend and Fizz? Friends and Fizz. Talk to Peckle! But I want to explore this silly little... There's a... thing I can do? I can plant flowers! Not I keep pressing the wrong button. Oh no. I lost the whatchamajig. Worm thing. Can I swim down there? Clearly I can swim, but... Hello? Okay. I'm not sure what's happening here. That's a great place to have a, ladder. Hello? What is wrong with you? What? Sticker, man? Climbing stairs should not be that hard, babe. Interesting. Why do we have... Okay, what is happening? Why can't I come up for air? I don't know what's happening. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why my breath caught there for a minute there. That was a lot, man. That was a lot. Eee. Okay. Hello? There we go. Fragment. Guten Tama! Theoretically, I should be taking a picture of him, but I don't want to. Ooh. I just want the crate. And the other crate. Yay! Crates! I think it's such a bummer I can't go into all these buildings. Never mind. What is that? Oh my gosh, it's a dust bun! Stop it! That's so cute! That's so freaking cute. Ah! What is this? Oh, there's a Gutentama. He's being supportive. Cinnamoroll is being supportive. He doesn't want me to feel alone in my inability to fly. Okay. We're gonna go give Wish... Yeah, Wish Me Mel. We're gonna give Wish Me Mel her things. If I could remember what button to press. Ah, no, that's a smart choice. Smart choice for your friend, especially. In his, for your friend's, safety and, yeah. Good choice. He's a cloud puppy. The reason why Cinnamoroll is always flying is because he's a cloud puppy. He's a cloud. A cloud puppy. Yes, cloud puppy. He's a puppy. How much more do I need to give you before we are best friends? And I think I get a continuation of the story. Hmm? See, I just want to know. What can I expect? Okay. Have a good night. Hope you feel better. Hope you feel better. Rest well. Rest well. I wish I was a cute Sanrio character like Cinnamoroll, right? Cinnamoroll is adorable. I too. Ooh, I've got mail. That's nice. I totally just want to get up there. Don't. Okay, here's no schedule, no work. Well, the thing is, Cinnamoroll does have a job. He's the town mailman. Like, but he's the mailman on a lovely island, and he just kind of floats around. And other than the fact that I have asked him to follow me around, he really can just do whatever he wants. Like, but he does deliver packages and stuff. So everyone is relying on him, but this is like a laid back reliance, you know. We're chilling here. Okay, who else do I need? Oh, right, I am not best friends with the queen herself, Hello Kitty. And that is a travesty. That is something that needs to be remedied post haste. And the best way to go about hello? But I want to make okay. Okay. How do I add? Okay. Well, there we are. Like, how do I add? Okay, there we go. Exactly. I need to become her best friend. Because we're right now, we are like, we are good friends, you know? We're not best friends. And that is absolutely unacceptable. What I wanted to do. Sorry. Sorry, Hello Kitty. Yes, are we dancing? That was very cute. But I want to give you this pie. Thank you for the tofu. I will make some tofu bread for someone who likes tofu bread. Yeah, because right now we're at close friend. And this is the last level to become best friends. And then I can take her to the heart of the island. Let's see. Actually, do I have... Okay, I need to go give everyone else gifts. That way I'm not wasting my flour. We're just gonna give people... Oh, wait, we're already best friends. Never mind. How many... Okay. Gonna give you some tofu bread. Because that's what you like. You like tofu bread because you're a fitness nut. And we love that about you. Actually, this is not your favorite thing. What is your favorite thing? Tofu pizza. That's right. Oh, are we? Are we max friends? That doesn't say max friend. Oh, we are best friends. Oh, weird. Okay, cool. Interesting. Hello? Oh, hi. Hey, best bud. Welcome to training. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make you do laps. I'm just jazzed that we're best friends, you know? It's like you're the touchdown to my slam dunk. Okay, sports metaphors. Love them. Hole in one to my hat trick. Okay. That one was, let's do that. Oh, that's right. It's the energy drink soda. That's his favorite thing. I'm a bad friend. I don't remember his favorite thing. How come I did nothing all day, but I'm still tired? So, you know, it's kind of like a psychological thing. Do you want... Sorry. Real answer. Psychological. Definitely. So, yeah, definitely pretty psychological. Because your brain, like, while you might physically have not been doing anything today, your brain has definitely been doing a lot, right? And especially if you're in a state where you're spiraling about something. At least for me, I guess that's speaking from like personal experience. I can sleep all day, but because my body has been in like, or like lounge around, because my body has been in like one position for the whole day, it can leave my brain to just go like on a journey and it not necessarily always be the best journey. Yeah, for this anyway. Sometimes psychological. Sometimes it can be just the fact that you need to get out and use your muscles a little bit. Like walking around the house even is like good. Like doing some stretches can help a lot. But sometimes it's nice to just have a rot day. You know, rotting, chilling, being all cozy. It really does depend on why you needed a rest day. Because like if your body is physically sick, like if you're not feeling well, like physically you're not feeling well, like you're ill, right? Your body is like internally continuing to fight whatever it is that's making you not feel well. And of course you're gonna feel tired then. And the same is true if the reason why you are not wanting to move around is because of like a psychological thing, like anxiety, depression, stress. Your brain is still battling those things, and so of course you're going to be tired. Yeah. Of course you're going to be tired. Regardless, your body's fighting something. Sometimes. Then sometimes it's just, you know, your body telling you, I'm not done resting yet, so please just stay. Yeah. It's a combination of those things. Sometimes. If that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, spiraling's not fun. It's not. I get it. I spiral a lot too. Like it's not. It helps, for me at least, to have something that forces me out of my spiral. Like and a lot of that does come with like self-discipline too, right? Like being willing to like, even though like the spiral might like spiraling might tempt you to want to not do the thing that can help break you out of that spiral, like still doing it. Like that's why I advocate for therapy, even though sometimes like, you know, therapy is not like the thing that we like want to do. It can help us like break out of those spirals. Because while like it is important for us to have like good relationships around us with friends, with our like family if we're able to, and friends of course, where we are able to mutually support one another, for a lot of things like we are not necessarily always the most equipped to handle those things. We need help in those areas. So it's good for us to be able to consult people who are like educated in how to help us be equipped, you know? Like the whole like you don't know what you don't know until you know that you don't know it, that kind of mentality. And then what else was I gonna say? Like having friends too that like can be there to support, but also like can help with like other things. Like I think especially when we're very anxious people and we're prone to worry, especially prone to worry about the people around us, and the people that we care about, it can be incredibly easy to spiral, especially with all of the terrible things that are happening in the world. It's really easy. It's very easy. And I don't necessarily have the right answer for it, because I am just as prone to spiraling as the next person. Like I spiraled earlier this week. It was not pretty. It was pretty like but okay. It was not pretty. Beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday. rough for my spiral, right? And then Wednesday I had stream and I was able to work on my sewing project, my craft, you know, and made really, really good progress on that. And that was really satisfying for me. That was really, yeah, satisfying. Satisfying would be the word. And, that helped a lot. That helped a lot to break me out of my spiral. It also helped that right after that, I had a friend date with one of my closest friends that I don't get to see very often because her work schedule is absolutely insane, and we had planned out this friend date, and I got to hang out with her, and that was an amazing time, and I loved getting to catch up with her and like get out and do stuff. We went antique shopping and it was a good time. You know, that kind of helped fully break me out of that spiral that I had. I had to cancel my therapy session this week because I had to pull late shift. Oh, I hope you're able to get that rescheduled. I do. I hope you're able to get that rescheduled. Because I think, especially when you're in college and you're under like a high stress situation, like with like especially your major, terrorism, like there's a lot going on. But that a lot of majors can be stressful. But I know like yeah, your major is one that's also like it was one of the high stress majors. At least when I was in university, my friends that shared your major, high stress. So hope you're able to get that rescheduled. Yeah, it helps to have something to help break you out of the spiraling, for sure. Oh, nothing like a new work outfit. I can't see it. I'm sure you're so cute, but I can't see it, Pachaco. Oh, that's so cute. It's so 90s. 80s, 90s. 80s. So 80s. It's like a jazzercise outfit. That's so cute. Go ahead and change if you want. I'll be here when you're ready. Okay. I gotta go put on the cute fit. I do. I want antique shopping too. Yeah. I love antique shopping. This is not the place with the mirror. Yeah, I found some really cool hair clips and a basket. I'm very excited about the basket. Okay, let's take that off. I do not want those on. How can I remove them? There we go. B. That's cute. I'm so cute. Ooh. Books are also great. We love books. Books. I didn't find any books this time. I have like a very specific thing that I collect. I'm glad that any way that any advice I'm able to give in any way helps. I'm very grateful for that. I know, like last time I said I don't always have the right words, so grateful if any of them are helpful. Antique fairy tale books as well. These books about love. Oh, yeah, antique fairy tales are great. Like they're, I'm sure, especially where like depending on like the edition, the like artwork is probably gorgeous. That's part of the thing that I like about like old like antique books is like some of the the artwork that's used, like, was used, like, to do the covers, especially like any, like, I don't know, I just like them. I like them. Okay, all right, ready? Let's celebrate being besties. Race you to the beach. You said we weren't gonna do laps, Pachako. Ah, so peaceful. Not everything has to be high energy, you know? Today, it's recentering time. What's your favorite exercise? Actually, I do love yoga. I do. Oh yeah, that's a great choice. I have a really cute yoga mat. I have such a cute yoga mat. It is a strawberry cow. Its name is Valentine. So cute. I have a matching taser. And a matching heated heating plushable. Plushie? Heatable plushie. Yes. I like that strawberry cow though. Such a cute, it's such a vibe. But it all started, my collection started with the yoga mat. I saved up for that one. She gets new pictures. Oh, I'm sure they're gorgeous. I'm sure they're stunning. Now that we're warmed up, let's jog to the resort. You said we weren't gonna run. I feel so betrayed. Yes, matching taser. It's from a brand that is called Tiny Protectors. They started out just selling self-defense stuff, and then they expanded to other things that are just cutesy. So it's like this thing, but make it cute. I love it. I do. It's great. Great work, best pal. Best pal. Now we're gonna do some mental exercise to warm up our brains. Quick, pick a number. Pick a food. And finally, pick a guten Tama. Rainbow Reef Dock. Here we come. I just... Why did you lie to me? You said we weren't gonna do laps. Amazing jogging. This is why we're best friends. Except I'm so upset. You lied to me. We should snag a selfie here. Let me know when you're ready. Oh. Okay, I need to get rid of you. I'm so sorry. I love you, Cinnamoroll, but we need some time apart. You need to go about your job. Thank you. I appreciate you so much, Cinnamoroll. Have a great day. Ah. You're the one, because you're one of my personal best friends. Thanks again, bestie. Oh God, repels. Ooh, sorry. Apologies. I can't stop yawning. Have I already taken you? Okay, let's go. That's not what I wanted. Let us go to the heart of the island. Ooh. Oh, there you are. Ooh. Anne? That friendship already helped heal her. How sad. Okay. That sounds like a gorgeous font. I'll have to look it up. I would have to look it up. Actually, I'll look it up right now. Oh! Okay, that's what it is. That's gorgeous. I like the, it looks like it's, like, written with, like, oh, I know it was probably written with a fountain pen. Or, like, like, you'd use some calligraphy pens would work with that. Pretty. Sorry. Okay, we're already best friends. We are already best friends. Who am I not best friends with yet? Probably this guy. Hello, hello, another fabulous day on Friendship Island! And in Big Adventure Park. It's a great day. Hey, you know, back when we were first building the park, big challenges and I dreamed of seeing it filled with friends and their families. And now it is. It's even better than I imagined it would be. Yeah, it's fun to run around on your own, but it's better with friends. Good to see the place full of folks. Can't wait for more visitors. Do you remember how we used to imagine everyone enjoying the beach? Sure, screaming in the haunted mansion, and dancing in the dance hall, and jumping over the lava, laughing at the comedy club. Yeah, exactly. We used to think about holding a special event too. Boys Carnival? Sorta. We used to dream about a competition. A fun one. A big one. We would compete around Big Adventure Park with our friends. Compete different challenges and stuff. And whoever won would be the island champion. Island champion, you say? Should do it. What, really? Yes, now we've got so many friends. Everyone will join in, you know? Oh, we could ask for help on the challenges. It would be a delight. I'm in. Yeah, let's make this dream come true. I'll head up to the planning committee and assemble the challenges. I kind of want to compete. But is that fair? I feel like I have an advantage. You can be the master of the ceremonies, presiding over the challenges and judging the competitions. All right, I like it. Let's get this going. One of the books is from it's calligraphy, but it was used as a standard font in Germany for 100 years ago. Ooh. One of the books is from 1904. That's cool. That's really cool. Oh, we need to gather our friends for the competition. And an opening ceremony. Divide up the work. Will you ask Pom Pom Purin, Peckle, and Wish Me Mel to participate? I can do that. I love an excuse to go talk to Wish Me Mel. I love that bunny. Only €2? That's great. Let me convert that into USD. Like, not a lot, though. USD. That's about $2. Little over $2. $2.17. Nice. Woo! Yeah, so I personally right now I collect 1930s to 1950s editions of Nancy Drew books and or interesting copies of Louisa May Alcott. Old copies of Louisa May Alcott's. Those are my two things. Yeah, it's just 1-to-1. It's 1-to-1 with a tiny bit of change difference right now. The tiniest bit. The smallest bit. It's basically just 1-to-1. But like, I have not been so lucky to find copies of those books for $2. So I'm proud. Not that I have anything to be proud of. Yeah, so Nancy Drew books. So Nancy Drew were books that were written by a collection of authors under the shared pseudonym of big fan. I just forgot the pseudonym. Oh my word. Under the pseudonym Carolyn Keene. Carolyn Keene is a pseudonym that has been used for a number of different series, not just Nancy Drew. There were a couple of other book series that, but specifically the main focus was Nancy Drew. And some of the ghostwriters also went on to make their own, like write their own series that were in a similar vein at different points in time. Which, so the pseudonym, I believe, yeah, so it's Nancy Drew and the Dana Girls. And then also the Nancy Drew spin-off books, River Heights and the Nancy Drew Notebooks, basically focused on those. So it was a series of books written about a teenage amateur sleuth. And yeah, they were written by a number of different authors under that same shared pseudonym. And there was the first round of pretty heavy rewrites that were done in the 1950s and 60s to the books. And I like to collect the books from before those rewrites because I grew up reading the rewritten versions of the books, and I really wanted to see what the original prints, or as original prints as possible, you know. Because when I was in 7th or 8th grade at one of the local thrift stores that I frequented as a child around that time, I found a couple copies that were printed in the 1930s, and they had a stamp on the inside that said that they were made under, like, fulfilling all of the obligations of, like, paper rationing at the time. So I thought that was really cool, very interesting. Like, they were unabridged and they were, like, you know. And so that, like, prompted me to do a lot of research into this series that I loved as a kid. Like, I read every copy of Nancy Drew that our local library had, and did research into that. And so every so often I will look around antique stores to see if I can find those specific books. I have gotten quite lucky. I have a good collection. I've gotten quite lucky. Yeah. I can talk for hours. Yes, I did mention that in the short. Yeah. That was what prompted that, like, that particular niche in collecting. Island Champions sounds like a great title. I can add it to my list. What other titles do you have? Happiest Feet. The Duck of Dance. Happiest Feet. Happy Feet. That's nearing so close to copyright infringement. Oh. What about you? You must have a title. I prefer not to say. Hello? There we go. I took selfie with Peckle. Okay. Now I need Wish Me Mel. Hello, Wish Me Mel. I could have read this. I'm so sorry. I zoned out. Oh no! Okay. When it's time to start, I'll be there. Okay, so now we take a picture? No? Why did I need to take a picture with... Okay. Now I need... Now I need Pom Pom Purin. I didn't need to take a picture with Peckle. Was that for a different thing? That must have been for a different thing. A competition, you say? Is it a pudding eating competition? Because I'm in. I am in too. But I don't want. Well, even if I don't compete, I'll still come see the events. Cheering on friends can be just as fun. It's true. That is true. That's very, very, very accurate, Pom Pom Purin. And much less tiring. Well, that depends. How long do you have to cheer? How much enthusiasm do you put into cheering? Because if you are a cheerleader, that is a sport in and of itself. That's a workout. I saw a book that was called J'accuse, written by, translated to a German. It accused the French and Russian and Brits of starting World War I. It was published in 1915. The price was 4,000 to 8,000 marks. Which a bread used to be 2 marks before the war. Wow. That's a lot for a book. Compared to a loaf of bread. Like, thinking about it now, that today, like, at least within the context of, like, America, because, and American money. Because that's the context in which I'm like thinking of like the rationale between like bread and like I can go into a grocery store and I can buy both of those, right? I could buy bread from the grocery store's bakery, which supposedly is supposed to have been at least baked, like put in the oven, whatever. We won't get into debate on like what is real bread and what is not. So a loaf of bread, like the basics, you know, basic bread, is somewhere around like 4. You know, I'm just gonna look at my grocery store app. I have a grocery store app because we don't have that. Like, we have bakeries. I can, but not the closest to me. Anyway, that's how many loaves of bread would it take? Like, you would go through so many loaves of bread. You could feed so many people for the cost of that book. Like, I do not want to log in. Never mind. I'm skipping it. Yeah. But still, like, that's a, like, that's just yeah, just a lot of inflation. For sure. Absolutely. 100%. But that's still, like, crazy. That's still crazy. Well, because, like, there's, like, a lot of inflation now. Like, because of bird flu with eggs. Oh. Eggs are so expensive. Eggs are insanely expensive. Honestly, I think like a really good comparison to that. Oh, of course. That makes sense. I think like especially. So, okay. So the book is only like 4 to 8 times as much as the bread at the time that it was marked as 4,000 to 8,000 marks. So it's only like 4 to 8 times as much as a bread. which is still like, yeah, that's normal. That's crazy, that inflation, though. I mean, of course, war is going to do that. I think, especially for the countries that are experiencing the most amount of what word am I looking for? Trauma does not seem adequate. That are having to expend the most amount of resources and are having the most amount of resources taken away by a war. Like anywhere that is that is becoming a battlefield front, like you have decades of recovery that has to happen, and that is going to make everything so much more expensive. Where when you juxtapose that, right, like war is an incredibly expensive thing, and it also can make people that are as like separated as possible from it incredibly wealthy. So it's profitable. It's expensive, but it is profitable for somebody. And yeah, I mean, I don't think that is a completely, I don't think that's a completely illogical sentiment and thesis statement to have come out of that time period. It's not like it's not, especially from people that are actively hurt. Yeah, that's the, like, with both of the world wars, right? Other than like Hawaii, America itself was not a frontline for anything when it came to World War II, especially World War II. But World War I and World War II, America was like, America and Canada, we're not front lines for that. Not really. And that, yeah, that has created this this thing. Like, I don't think that that a lot of people who have grown up in America, whose parents grew up in America, whose parents' parents grew up in America, people whose families have been here for a while, don't necessarily have a really deep understanding of what it is like to not worry about some things. Like when it comes to the war thing, we have our own problems and the things that cause like incredible like trauma around, like especially with when it comes to like the experience that children have in schools, and the rate at which mass I don't know what words will be censored or flagged, if ever, but like, you know, there are things that do have. Oh, okay, we gotta take pictures here. Does it count for both of you? great. You know, and yeah. No, I mean, specifically within like the school system in this country, and the fact that there are a lot of ways that like children are just not safe, and the kinds of trainings that children are having to go through at such an early age, in the event of a casualty happening, is what you mean to say is there is a yeah, yeah, exactly. I think that that is its own thing, and it's not to say that it's in the same as like weight dep uh deprivation. Yes, it's it's yeah, specifically like the ones for when someone comes in with a oh yeah, okay, great. Okay, cuz like I'm not sure what words are going to get potentially triggered slash censored. Like I don't know. I know that I know when I am on TikTok specifically, we have to be very careful about like what words that we use, like words that we use, because where like things get like lots of things are like not allowed to be said, so that people say like code words and things around that, like and I know YouTube is fairly similar on flagging content that uses specific language, so or talks about like specific topics, so I'm trying to not trigger those as much as I can, but like there are things that like are, and it's I think it's especially in the case of the feeling of inability in protecting some of our most vulnerable from things that feel like they should not be happening, right? Like we could easily like there are like we have plenty of country case examples where that's not something that's happening anymore. Like there are, and yeah, and I just don't, yeah, that song. I that like it becomes a very, very slippery slope, because you can say like, yes, I agree with like, you know, personal freedoms. But I also think that there is no reason for the amount of children that have been killed in school, or just gonna say, yeah, to be as high as it is. There's absolutely no reason for that. And the fact that so many high school students, elementary school students, but high school students have had to relive their traumas, that specific trauma over and over and over again, in order to advocate for themselves, over and over and over again. It's just incredibly, incredibly upsetting. And I think because the majority of this country has not, a good majority of this, what are we doing here, friend? Why are you here? Hello? Oh, hello. That's fun. Interesting. Yeah, exactly. But like the people are not logical when it comes to reading They do not necessarily follow the same logic that like I might have when it comes to something like that. Like when I'm reading the text, you know, like there's a reason why people like things that are decided in court, unless they like in the Supreme Court, unless they are like codified into actual law, they can be fought, and even then and changed, and precedent like it's not a fun time, and it's over stuff that truly at the end of the day it's not like it's it's not like it makes our country any better, you know, like it doesn't improve the lot. Like it's over things that like they're trying to replace it with something that doesn't actually improve life in this country. It's just where we could you know, I don't know, not defund the school system any more than it already is, you know, because what, you're wanting to like force everyone to go into like to pay for schools, like for like force people to pay for private schools, which makes education a lot more less accessible, which leads to a less educated population, because that's the point. They don't want an educated population. And we don't have mental health care unless you have a really good insurance company, like, and that like unless you have a good employer and your employer has good health insurance, so you're paying for your health insurance, but your employer is helping subsidize that, so your employer is helping because you do pay for it, but again dependent on that. So if you have a good employer or are able to like qualify for a good health insurance plan through your employer, you, depending on that employer health plan, you can get good mental health coverage, or you can't. Like it really does depend on so many different factors, and that is, yeah, exactly. He defunded it, and it's not great because we already have a literacy problem in this country, and that is, hello? That was a butterfly in the lava. You're not supposed to be there, babe. Yeah, but you know, sometimes I just think about the fact that he can't live forever. Something, you know, it's just, I mean, he can live a long time, but he can't live forever. So I just need to outlive him. Yeah, you know, it's not, and I also recognize that it's not just my country. It's not, because there are a lot of places in the world that are experiencing things that are like genuinely right now like life-threatening awful. Like right now my life is not being threatened. Sure, my livelihood. But my life specifically is not being like, I mean, and I'm a woman, so yeah, okay, that part of me is being threatened. But for the most part, I am right now where I am right now, other than my ankle hurting, I am fine for right now. Then there are people that are not fine right now, that are absolutely not in any semblance of the definition of fine. And they haven't been fine for a very long time. And part of what is causing them to not be fine is the result of my tax dollars being used in a way that I do not like. Have never liked. But I am kind of like, I kind of don't want to go to jail, because then that funnels into like pay my taxes, because otherwise if I go to jail, basically like any job I have in jail is basically slave labor, because people that are in jail don't get paid really much of anything. So then, but then I still have to pay. It's just, the system is just broken. It's just incredibly broken. And that's not to say like, oh well, it's just incredibly broken, let's not fix it. No, we absolutely do need to fix it. And we really need to get people on board with that. On board with wanting to fix it, and on board with not being selfish about it. But I also know that there just are the sheer number of incredibly selfish people, not just in this country, but in the world, but that seem to be monopolizing the power in this country, can feel at times a bit overwhelming and demoralizing. Yeah. And I just gotta keep in mind that, like, the day will come when they are held to account for what they've done, you know? I know the system is working just fine. It's working the way it's supposed to. But it is broken in the sense that it is made up of it was made by people with broken morality. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's another way of saying it. Fixed against me. Fixed against anybody that isn't male, white, or straight. Rich, male, white, straight. Anyway, and that is the kind of thing that we can spiral all the time. But again, at some point they will be the people that are I have to believe, you know, that people will be held to account, and while I might not necessarily be witnessed to them being held to account, because I you know, there you never know what happens in life, but they will be held to account. Whether it be alive or not alive. Like, I actually, there is this person on TikTok, and I do the petty. I do appreciate them because like, there was just like, you know, I'm a Christian, and we're taught to like pray over our religious leaders, and the prayer is like, may they get everything they deserve. May their actions be measured against the love of Christ. And I was just like, damn. Because like when I read the like you know, the Gospels, where it does tell the story of Jesus being on earth, you know, he is not the same person that these people who put that pickled orange in office. You know, he is not the, like, he is so counter to everything that they represent. And it's refreshing to see. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna be ending stream soon because I'm so tired. I'm rambling. Exactly. I need the insurance policy. No, it was... Hey, I think the only request he made every so often was, hey, don't tell people that I did this, please. Like, stop, like don't act, like, actually just don't tell people it was me. 'Cause, oh, come on. I want to, okay, goodbye. Okay, thank you. Is that good? Did that count? Okay. Yeah, so it is 5 minutes till the end. And I'm gonna stop there. Famously, Jesus asked to see you. Yeah. Thank you, Kiki. Have a good night. He fed the poor with bread and fish and wine for small appropriate fee. And he asked for it. No, see, the thing is that the bread fish, like, that they fed the crowd with, a child gave that to him. Like, it was this concept of just being a good person and being, like, with what you have, being willing to share that, and being like generosity, you know, like that core tenet of generosity, and in some levels anti-capitalism, you know, with the not exploiting people when they are in a point of need, right? Like, you have him calling out the people who are like, oh, look at this gift that I gave to the poor, and it being like such a large gift, but in the context of what they are giving, like, or what they have, it is really a small portion of what they have. You know, they're giving for the sake of, it's like, okay, it's like when you have people that are public donors for like events, you know, that publicly make donations, and they are loud about their public donations, versus someone who is quiet about their donations to a good cause, like an animal shelter. That's generally not offensive. No one, like unless people just really hate puppies, like, they donate to an animal shelter, but someone is just like, okay, like, as far as like a cover up, you know, like they did something bad, and they're like, okay, like, you know, to make amends, like, I am going to be donating this sum of money to XYZ animal shelter. But then you have someone who volunteers every weekend at this animal shelter, you have someone who donates, like whenever they do have something that they are able to donate but beyond like what they have needed for like their day-to-day lives, like that person, but does it silently. Like who is doing more good, like who is coming at this with the right mindset, right? It's the I'm doing this for all of the praise of the world. Well, great. If you're doing it for the praise of just everyone around you, that's all you're going to get. You're not going to get like some more, like there's no moral like or like spiritual like XP point you got from that, because you got your reward. Your reward was the reaction you got. You know? Like you got your reward. So when I say like they are going to get their reward, they are going to like at some point they are going to get it. Like whatever their reward is, they're going to get their reward. Because I don't think sending bombs to destroy people's homes, threatening to take away their home, kicking them out of a country that they've built a life in, taking away their education, taking away their health insurance, I genuinely do not think that any of those things are going to get you any like whatever reward you're getting, like as far as like whatever applause you're receiving from whoever's giving you the applause, that's who you're getting your reward from. That's your reward. I agree. Yeah, I agree. You have to do good things because it's a good thing. If you do something because you're scared of being punished, it's not really a good thing. I agree. But like, again, like when you're doing things that are bad, but you're doing the bad things because people are rewarding you, and you think that somehow that like that because people are agreeing with you doing those bad things, specifically, you know, the torturing of people, the depriving people of their right to exist, like those are bad things, but they're being applauded by somebody. And so whatever reward you're getting from that's the reward you're getting. You're getting that applause. You're getting whatever those cheers are at the end of whatever. I don't think you're going to be getting much more of a reward because you've harmed people. You're like beyond what you've received as far as like the claps and stuff. I think that the idea of I think it's a really I think it's a mental exercise that like I myself as a Christian who respects people who have differing belief systems. I think that there was a contestant on Love Is Blind who said this like really beautifully, and it was that while she does have a strong faith, like her faith personally, she has a belief that everyone should have the right to worship in their own way, because it's our own individual ways of, and I'm saying this wrong because she said it so much better and I'm trying to say it from memory, that that each different religion is just our different ways of communicating with God, like different languages. You know, our different religions are like different languages when it comes to communicating with God, and I thought that was very beautiful. I believe strongly within the country that I live in, of the separation of church and state, and how having that strong separation of church and state ensures that that people do have the ability to communicate with God in the way that they are called to communicate with God. I think that is our relationships with God are both very, very personal and in many ways very, very communal because of our faith communities. And when a faith community gets so incredibly obsessed with everybody else being exactly the same as them and is not able to have any kind of nuanced conversation around the fact that people have different ways of communicating with God, we tend to kind of lose the plot, especially when you have the context of the fact that Christianity and Christians, Muslims, and Jews all kind of claim similar belief roots, you know, with Abraham being one of those main like rooted, like Abraham and many of the prophets, you know, those are like the shared claimed roots. Yes, I did know that. I took a world religions class in college, and I really enjoyed that class because one of the exercises that our professor had us do was visit a local religious center that was not a part of a religion that we actually interact with. A religious center that's not in any way associated with us, and we had a I think it was the Muslim Education Center. I can't remember what the title was, but it was not that too far from my university. And one of my classmates and I, we went together, and we sat in the women's room area, right? It was really lovely. We had really lovely conversations with the people that were there on the after the prayer meeting. It was very, very lovely. And some of the conversations that we had were actually about how they came into that community, and the fact that there was one of the neighboring Christian denominations, specifically the Seventh-day Adventist Church that was not that far from them, that specific church, that Christian denominational church, was the most welcoming of them moving into that area when a lot of the other Christian denominations in the area were not being welcoming at all. That specific church was incredibly supportive and welcoming. It was like, hey, you know, hello neighbor, kind of like that kind of thing. And they were not that far apart. I think they were you know, on opposite sides of the main street, just kitty corner from each other. On two little it was it's a very hilly area, that area, so they were on two separate hills. Very, very it was that kind of community where you are able to when faith leaders are able to have conversations about how they can care for their community as a whole. I think that is when both any faith group is able to have an actual healthy connection with its community. But when you're so closed-minded and so closed off to not being willing to collaborate on how you can benefit your community as a whole, especially the people that are not a part of your the congregation, for lack of a better word right now, you're just so it's not there. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of the issues, especially with the particular political climate we have, is the fact that Christian nationalists just keep being Christian nationalists. And I, so I am Seventh-day Adventist. That's my particular denomination, which I'm already not a part of mainstream Christianity at all. I'm separated from that. But even within my church, I have seen so many people think that this is good, and this is the way that it's like that are cheering this on, and I have to like I have the desire every single time to gently, and not so gently, shake them and be like, no, you need to recognize that we, as even though we are Christians, we are not, we're not, they don't see us as them. Like this like whatever Christian nationalist Christian nation they're wanting, it does not include us. We're not like we will not be like their protection, their version of Christianity is not like Christ at all. And it is not open to Christians who have interpreted the Bible differently than the specific ways that they try to interpret specific things. And them like them discriminating against people who are not Christian, people that are Christian but believe slightly different. Like it's a problem that has happened in our country for a very long time. I think of a lot of the like anti-Catholic sentiments that exist, and Catholic Church hasn't really done anything to really, but anyway, that's a historical context within the whole different discussion that I am not qualified to talk about. But it is it's hard, you know? It's hard, especially having like the context of it's hard having the context of like what my personal beliefs are versus what a mainstream church's beliefs are versus then what the political party that has adopted a specific religious view is. And that coupling of religion and politics is a really it's dangerous. It's a dangerous combination, and I don't like it. I do appreciate the thing about like my specific denomination of Christianity, for all of its faults, which it has many. There are many areas where there are things that we definitely need to improve on, especially like I'm not going to go into those, but one thing that our church has been very active in is aiding in legal battles when it deals with the separation of church and state, regardless of what the religion is of the person that is needing that legal defense. They had a court case that the lawyers for the church helped out with some in like Florida. It was gosh, I can't remember, but it had to do with the fact that they were getting in trouble for sacrificing chickens, which like I don't get it. I personally don't get it, but like that's not my so it's not for me to get. But having that their right to do whatever specific religious sacrifice they were needing to do, that having the legal system infringe that right then would call into question the right of the like just invokes the separation of church and state. And in order for these laws to actually like, you know, be bolstered and be maintained, they have to be constantly reinforced. It's like a patent. I'm not gonna lie, it's like a patent. So like you can get a patent for something. Let's say I made a bag, a specific pattern of bag, and I patent that pattern, right? The only way that I won the patent for my bag pattern, you know? So like everyone that uses it needs, like I need to have given them permission to use it, or they need to have paid me for the rights, whatever. In order for my patent to remain intact, and actually like hold weight, I have to fight every single time my patent is infringed. Okay, well, it's more like a modern cultural thing, but yes, there are a lot of sacrifices in the Bible. But this was not a Christian sacrifice. It was, I think, Again, I can't remember. There was also levels of racism sprinkled in with that case because of the group. And again, I don't remember all of the specifics on the case, so I just remember chickens. And the thing that they were not allowed to do was sacrifice the chickens. And I don't remember all the other specifics, so I don't want to say all of the other specifics because, again, the only things I can remember very few things about it. Point is, but yeah, so in order to, like, for a patent to hold any weight, it has to be constantly, you have to enforce it. So anytime someone infringes on it, you have to clap down on that. You have to, and often those are like legal challenges. You know, you have to take them to court. You have to cease and desist them. You have have to submit a content takedown, you know, and like for every time you don't do that, it gets harder and harder for you to enforce your patent later. So similarly with our rights, we literally eat chickens. I know. That's why it was kind of silly. And again, I don't remember the whole of the case, but I do. Anyway, point is, if you want to watch how that basic guy sacrificed so many eggs for the YouTube. Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, they're getting derailed, but I love it. And I need to end here on chicken nuggets are animal sacrifice. The sacrifice is you killed the animal. It was like a ritual thing. I don't remember all the specifics, but anyway. Point is, in order for the rights that are in the Constitution, when those rights are infringed, they have to be we have to every time we have to fight them. And that can get really tiring. Especially when you have situations that's happening now where all of those rights are getting infringed upon all of the time, and it's not necessarily clear on what actual consequences are coming from the court system siding with the people that are like, hey, our rights are getting infringed upon, and the court's like, yeah. Or the court's like, no. And then when the court says no, then you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Now, continue to fight it, obviously. We're going to continue to fight it. But someone else is going to have to step up and be the front lines on that, because, like, front lines are getting tired. And, you know, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. Some of my opinions, half-baked they may be, and evidence that my memory is not that great. And now I feel the need to look up that court case again. Another court case that I remember very little about that is even more stupid than that is butter versus margarine. That was a Supreme Court case. So margarine was invented, right? And the dairy industry was like, hey, we don't like that. So like they lobbied the government to heavily regulate the sale of margarine. And my dog wants to go to bed. She just barked. Anyway, long story short, back and forth between margarine manufacturers and the dairy industry, lots of lobbyists. In some states, the sale of margarine was relegated to it having to be dyed specific colors, and then other states, it could not be sold in those same colors. So people would be going across the border into states to smuggle margarine. that's where I'm going to end for you. I have given you no sources on that other than it was an episode of Stuff You Missed in History's podcast that I listened to about 6 years ago. So, 7 years ago? It's been a while since I listened to that episode. And I loved that. I love that. That was an entertaining podcast to listen to. Yeah, I think the Republicans have found out that the rules are only as strong as the consequences they exist. Yes, margin smuggling. We're going to end it on margin smuggling, and rules need to be reinforced. The dog is sleepy, and so am I. And I have been going 18 minutes longer than I intended, so I'm gonna go. I hope you all have a good night. Thank you for joining me for Hello Kitty Island of Adventures, for a little bit of the spiral and my declaration of faith on here. I have not talked about my faith on YouTube in a really long time, if ever. So, that was fun. I am on TikTok, Red Note, Twitch, and YouTube. I will be back Wednesday. I might be a little late because I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, but I will be here Wednesday to work on the skirt. We're nearly done. We're so close. We're so close. I can see the finish line, and I'm ready to be done. Honestly, it was so funny when you said that those politicians ought to get out. You know what? I do believe in the Judgment Day, so. And thank the Lord I'm not the judge. You know? Anyway, good night.